Well, hello everybody and welcome back to St Dunstan's. I hope you all had a really fantastic Easter break. Were able to switch off, rest, relax, enjoy some of the new freedoms that we're all starting to enjoy and get used to again. It does seem rather as though the temperature got warmer just as we all went back to school, but hey ho, that is how it is. And as we came back, of course, we were greeted by the most fantastic new buildings, and I know how exciting that has been for everybody, not least the children who came back just beaming, going into these just simply incredible and transformative buildings. It is quite simply extraordinary what it is already doing to the culture and tone of the school, and I described it to the staff and I would describe it to you as being a real game changer for this school, for St Dunstan's, and the future, which looks so promising indeed for us as a school community. Of course, it's not just those buildings, it's also the other works that have been ongoing at the same time, not least the move of music up to the science laboratories. That's been a tall order, as I described to you previously, to try and convert those labs into music classrooms across the course of the Easter break was not easy. We are still in the middle of it. Music lessons are taking place up there. We finished some of them, but not all of it by any means. So we're in a bit of a halfway house at the moment, trying to finish off all of the building works for music. But still, even what was achieved over Easter is also extraordinary, and it's great to see music beginning to have its new home up there in what was the biology rooms. It's going to be lovely, and especially with that recital room being finished over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Again, a great addition to our facilities here at St Dunstan's. Now, I know you all want to get in and see them, all these new buildings, and I'm sure your children have come home and told you how amazing they all are and how wonderful, and someone described it as futuristic to me the other day, and I'm sure you think, well, I'd like to see them myself. We understand that. It isn't without challenge trying to get everybody in, because of course if you all wanted to come, we'd have about 2,000 people who wanted to come onto site to see the buildings. So we are going to let you in, don't worry, but we have to manage that against COVID restrictions. I think for the next few weeks we won't do formal tours. Inevitably, as restrictions ease and we have events back here on site, there will be opportunities for you to get into those new buildings, and please enjoy those opportunities. But for the time being, we need to prioritise other groups, particularly prospective parents who are desperate to come and see the school that they're about to sign up to, and you can understand that. So we need to prioritise those small groups, and frankly, to try and manage the sort of numbers with our current parents, with everything else that's going on, is going to be very difficult. So the plan at the moment is that I put on, so I'll advertise these well in advance, some formal evening events in the early September, so as soon as we return from the summer holiday. That has the additional bonus, of course, that the plaza will be in place by then as well. All of that central demolition will have been done, the music department will have been finished, the beginnings of the new drama department will be up and running as well by then. So you'll have a much more complete picture, and it means hopefully that the COVID situation will be much more under control, even more under control than it is. So I can put on a series of events for parents, and we'll do it properly. So we'll get you in. Bursa will show you all around the buildings and all of the thought, help you understand all of the thinking that went into that. And I will also be able then to explain to you how those buildings, the current buildings, fit in with our broader and future ambitions for even more building developments, including things like the Sport and Leisure Centre and other areas of priority as well. So we'll get those all in the diary for September for you. In the meantime, of course, we hope that events will start to happen on school site, and when they do, enjoy having a little look around informally at those new buildings. So sorry for the delay, but I hope you can understand that we want to do that properly in September. I will also, of course, take the opportunity in September to share with you the financials behind the next phase. We really have done as much as we can with the resource available at the moment. If we want to have an all singing, all dancing sport and leisure centre, which of course we do, and we want to finish off the plaza because it won't be complete this summer, we are going to need to really all come together with a comprehensive fundraising effort, which I will be launching properly with parents in September. So all of that will come together nicely at that time. Some other updates: there's a really interesting Opening Minds lecture happening this Tuesday. Do look out for it in the bulletin. to do with science and medicine. So with some excellent speakers. So do sign up to that through the college office if you're interested. The Opening Minds lectures, as you know, are open to the whole community, be that students, parents or alumni, so it's there for you. Do take advantage of it. I'm going to start, perhaps unsurprisingly, doing my message about drive management. The drive, I know it's a point of great contention. It's not easy at all, I know that. The property team have had to work flat out over Easter to do all of the moving that's gone on. I mean, it really is miraculous what they've managed to achieve. You will understand, therefore, the consequence of that is we've had to give a number of them just time off over these first couple of weeks. So we don't have the manpower we did on the drive because they are taking some time out. So even more important, therefore, that we stick to the times that you've been given for drop-off. That's really, really important for us to manage the drive. And also, please, in the junior school, a request that you do stay with your child until they've gone through the gate. We can't just have little children wandering around over the drive with all of the congestion and associated issues which we're trying to deal with. We do need you to stay with your children, please. Obviously, we're all excited about the easing of the restrictions. Testing remains fundamental to our community operating as smoothly as it is at the moment. So please do make sure that testing in your household is continuing. But the easing restrictions do mean that we're planning for trips across Trinity Term, for Adventure Week in the senior school, for the festival, including the Summer Fete. The Friends of St Dunstan's are planning for that, for prize giving, and all sorts of end of term arrangements. The plan is that we're going ahead with those activities. You will be pleased to hear. The festival brochure for this year's festival will be coming imminently. We've delayed it because we haven't entirely known what we're able to do and what we're not able to do, but that's coming, so you'll be able to see all of the activities that are lined up for that. My huge thanks to all of you who completed the parent survey this year. As ever, really, really grateful to you for it. And very touched, as I have been over these last 2 or 3 years, just what a positive set of responses you've given us. So thank you. I'm delighted that you're so pleased with what we're doing here at St Dunstan's. 2 or 3 areas, as always, that we need to focus on. What I'm relieved by is that those areas that are identified, and there's no problems in the survey at all, but just areas that just need a little bit of sharpening up still, are entirely aligned with what we're already thinking about and what we're already working on. So that's a really good thing, that there are no surprises in that survey. I will share the outcomes with you. No reason not to be totally transparent, and frankly, there's lots and lots to celebrate in those outcomes. A community that really enjoys what we're trying to do here at St Dunstan's. That comes across loud and clear. So thank you for the feedback. We will be sharing it with you. This week I launched a new initiative at the school. I've launched it with the staff first. I'm going to be speaking to the children about it on Monday. It's called the St Dunstan's Diapason. Most of our staff had to look that word up. So if you need to look that word up, look it up. But basically the whole principle behind it is it's an inclusive umbrella partnership between staff and students to look at all areas of equality and diversity. The brief will be to look at how we audit and promote diversity and how we ensure a culture of equality. And the way it's going to work is we're going to have a student lead and a staff lead working together to represent the entire organisation and to build a strategy that gets fed back to me. And we have a symposium every year to really look at that strategy as to how we progress those objectives of promotion of diversity and also the assurance of equality. So the staff at the moment putting their names forward to lead one of 5 pillars. We're starting with 5 pillars in the Diapason, which will be to do with race, sex and gender, sexual identity, religion and belief, and disability. And I will be going out to year 11 over the next 2 or 3 weeks to ask for representatives from that year group, because then they will have all of year 12 to serve as the Diapason leads alongside the member staff. Any child, any student will be able to get involved in it, as can any member of staff, but in terms of the leadership, we want it to be one of year 12, so current year 11, and one member of staff leading each of those pillars. And the reason I've set this up is because we've set, understandably, lots of hairs running in all sorts of different areas, doing fantastic things with LGBTQ+, for example, with our racism, anti-racism action plan, with all of the work that we've been doing to really try and tackle misogyny. But But what I don't want to do is to do it in a sporadic way and not to have a joined up sense of strategy and community buy-in, which is why I've spent some time really refining and defining the structure that's going to drive forward these essential priorities, not just responding ad hoc to different issues as and when they raise their head, but actually a much more strategic approach to how we look at the whole issue to do with social equality and the importance of diversity from a sort of holistic standpoint. So I hope that comes as welcome news. And as I say, it's already been launched to the staff and it will be launched to the children on Monday. The final thing from me is just to acknowledge the fact that there are a lot of exams going on at the moment for year 11, year 12, year 13, a lot of testing because we have to evidence correctly the exam grades that we are now responsible for submitting to those exam boards, as I'm sure you're aware of that. Anyway, the reason for saying that is really to say, A, well done to those year groups, because they've been engaging all week incredibly well, coming in when they didn't need to come in for extra teaching and that sort of thing. Really, really impressive. And to say a huge good luck to everybody who's involved in those public exams. It feels very different this year, of course, without those external exams taking place, but they've really taking it very, very seriously indeed. And of course, they have the great pleasure of being able to come in and use our new facilities, not least the new sixth form centre in the vast majority of cases, where they can really get their head down and use those sort of university-style study spaces as effectively as they can. So lots going on, lots to look forward to, and I hope that's a helpful update, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week.